It is the largest immigration raid against any employer since President Trump took office. Yesterday, federal agents targeted nearly 100 7-Eleven stores across the country, including a handful in Dallas.
Henna Doba joins us now live. And Henna, the immigration debate really heating up now. So what happened during yesterday's raids and what's next?
What you're seeing now is the largest immigration raid against any employer since President Trump returned to office in 2025. Nearly 100, some reports say 111 7-Eleven stores were hit. 21 individuals were arrested, accused of undocumented employment, including some store managers using stolen identities. This isn't just about removing workers. It's a message to employers nationwide. Follow the law or face consequences. Supporters of enforcement will say it protects American jobs. Critics will call it overreach. Drop a comment, enforce the law if you agree.
Good morning, guys. Well, nearly 100 7-Eleven stores in 17 states were raided Wednesday, including 6 in Dallas. 21 workers suspected of being in the country illegally were arrested. None of them were in Dallas. Now, yesterday's raids targeted store owners and managers who were asked to produce hiring records with workers' immigration status. The feds say the 7-Eleven owners gave them stolen identities and housed them at residences. Now, 7-Eleven said in a statement that store owners are responsible for hiring and verifying work.
These weren't surprise raids. ICE served inspection notices, demanded hiring records, and confronted management head-on. Locations range from Suisun City to Santa Rosa and beyond. Critics say it hit small business owners hard, but this was law enforcement in action. Trump promised border security and employer accountability, and DHS delivered. If that stings, that might mean enforcement is finally real.
You can see in this store surveillance video agents working as part of the sweep at a Santa Rosa 7-Eleven. Other Northern California locations that were part of today's probe included Santa Clara, Petaluma, North Sebastopol, and Napa. Agents arrested 21 people suspected of being in the country illegally during the entire sweep. The action was targeted.
Watch as store clerks and community members react, shocked, unsure, sometimes angry. This raid stemmed from a 2017 investigation that took years to build. ICE isn't just removing workers. They're targeting businesses that have been breaking the law. Critics call it cruel. Supporters call it overdue accountability. If you support job protection over illegal labor, drop Protect American Jobs.
City store, this regular customer says he didn't see the agents interviewing store owners and managers this morning, but thinks the raid is unfair.
I don't necessarily agree with that because, if you're not harming the community, I don't feel like anyone should be bothering you.
ICE officials saying if store owners aren't complying, it will take aggressive steps to hold them accountable.
Zoom out. This operation is part of an aggressive enforcement era. Trump recently met lawmakers insisting any DACA amnesty be tied to border wall funding. Courts blocked some changes, but ICE hasn't slowed. From workplaces to highways, the reach has expanded. While critics call it inhumane, many Americans applaud the decisive action on immigration, seeing it as justice rather than cruelty.
We condemn ICE intimidating the people in our community, intimidating workers, intimidating employers.
The main purpose for today is for us to demonstrate to ICE that they are not welcomed here in Los Angeles County, any part of Los Angeles County. And 2, to demonstrate to the community that we're with them, that they're not alone, and that we're here to safeguard their rights.
They call it a rally. But for many watching, this looks like a protest defending illegal hiring. The real question is, where was this outrage when American workers were being undercut by stolen identities and fake paperwork? These protests always say they're about compassion, but when law enforcement cracks down on stolen identities, fake IDs, and illegal hiring, why is that suddenly controversial? Isn't that what the law is for? This 7-Eleven wasn't randomly chosen. It was part of a federal case years in the making, but activists want ICE to back off, as if enforcement is the crime now. Since when did following the law become un-American?
trial. In the meantime, this is the letter that was sent to over 5,000 7-Eleven franchisees today as a national review of stores has just been announced. Now, today in a federal courtroom in Norfolk, a judge listed a long list of reasons for Tariq Reyna to be held until trial by U.S. Marshals. They include the nature and severity of offenses, size and scope of charges, unaccounted for money, and the fact that he's facing a 48-year maximum sentence plus deportation, which all makes him more of a flight risk. And attorneys noted the fact that one person from New York involved in this big multi-state scheme has already fled back to Pakistan. And there was also a discussion about potential witness tampering. There are more than 20 people ready to testify against these men, victims of.
What Anita Blanton uncovered is what federal agents have been building for years. This wasn't just a random sweep. It was a targeted probe into a massive hiring network that used stolen identities, fake green cards, and undocumented labor to power retail chains like 7-Eleven. Store owners weren't just looking the other way, they were housing illegal workers, faking records, and skirting the E-Verify system on purpose. And now, the consequences are real. 21 arrested at one store, over 100 stores raided in one coordinated strike. The message is clear. If you're cutting corners on immigration to boost profits,
Here's Zahid Baig, who lived in Chesapeake, and Shanawaz Baig, who lived in Virginia Beach, waived their detention hearing and will return to New York City to face charges. They both are naturalized United States citizens. They had asked for state-appointed attorneys. The charges include smuggling immigrants, forcing them to work long hours, and garnishing their wages.
Andy Fox just confirmed what ICE agents have been tracking for years. This was no small operation. We're talking about a multi-state takedown of 7-Eleven stores suspected of harboring and hiring illegal workers. Behind the counters, stolen Social Security numbers. In the back rooms, workers living in company-provided housing, undocumented and underpaid.
Of over a dozen 7-Eleven stores in the United States have been accused of hiring illegal immigrants while forcing them to live in substandard housing, giving them stolen identities and stealing their wages. The 9 people charged in the scheme ran 7-Eleven convenience stores in New York and Virginia. The scheme generated millions of dollars in profits. The immigrants were given identities stolen from more than 25 people, including dead people and children. Most were Pakistanis and Filipinos who had overstayed their visas. They were forced to work over 100 hours a week upon threats of deportation.
This isn't just about immigration. It's about fraud, identity theft, and corporations exploiting broken systems. ICE isn't just arresting workers. They're sending a message to business owners. You're next if you ignore the law. Hundreds of agents, dozens of cities, and more to come. This isn't political. It's legal. And for those who say this crackdown is inhumane, ask yourself, what's inhumane about enforcing the laws already on the books? Drop a comment below. Do you support this kind of accountability, or is it going too far?